Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Warship Gunner 2. In the last episode, we built this new cruiser, and we were going to build our new carrier, but we didn't get a chance because we ran out of time. So let's go into design here, and we're going to go ahead and scrap this one, and we're going to go ahead and start fresh. And as I posted in a comment in the last episode, someone pointed out that there is a change hull feature, and that's true, there is. But considering we don't have specific names for, like, our carrier is always going to be called blank. I like to have the name represent what the hull is, which does not change automatically if you use the change hull feature. So that's why we do this. Also, for a lot of hulls, the hull is so different that you kind of almost have to start from scratch anyways, so I've never found it to be a huge hindrance to do it this way, so now it's just kind of habit, and old habits die hard, so that's my excuse. Anyways, let's see. 12 boilers ought to be enough to start with. We can add more if we have more weight. Get some 4 turbines on there, and alright, that's not bad. We'll probably have more room, but we'll see. Weapons, what can we do? We can go with our 75 cal 4-barreled guns here. We gotta go put on, we're gonna put on, you know what? Just because we have, I bet we have the weight to do this, we're gonna try to put on 6 turrets, because I bet we can do it. Because this thing is ridiculous. Let's see. Oh, that one has better sonar, but less command, and it's a little heavier. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah, just because it's a Japanese bridge on a Japanese hull. It just makes a little more sense, I guess. That's not a good reason, but whatever. We're going with it. Also, it's lighter and had one more command, and you don't really need sonar so much on a aircraft carrier. So, oh my gosh, we have so much weight to work with. We could probably do 8 turrets, but you know, we don't want to get stupidly ridiculous with it. Let's see. Oh yes, let's go with the before I forget here, let's go with our excuse me, illumination flares. Why am I yawning? This is ridiculous. It's like it's late enough in the morning, I shouldn't be yawning like that anymore. And I've got to go out and shovel snow as soon as I'm done with this recording here. Not a good time to be yawning. Missiles, yes, anti-submissile VLS. Let's go ahead and slap that there. Before I forget, or before I start trying to place machine guns and whatnot, we're going to go ahead and throw on our searchlights. Like this. Oh, where's the button? There's the button. Trying to find the button for making the cursor go faster. And machine guns, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the machine guns and most of the rest of the design because it's pretty straightforward. And then when we get to aircraft, I'll bring you guys back so we can talk about what we're going to do about the aircraft situation. Okay, so this is what we have so far. The armor is ridiculous. We're at 41 centimeters of armor. I did experiment with going all the way up here, but then we're pretty slow. We're like still over 40 knots, but only just. And I could add more boilers, but I wanted to point this out. Watch what happens as I start trying to add more boilers. Watch the amounts that our speed goes up. So we're 43.8, went up by 0.4, went up by 0.6, went up by how much that time? Actually went down that time because our VP got higher, so it went from 44.8 to 43.8 to 44.5, and just like that, we're too heavy. So it gets to a point, not too far into your design, where it's really just not worth it to add more boilers because the effect of having more power just kind of tapers off. So that's why sometimes there's not really any point in filling up your weight with more boilers. Could we go like a knot and a half faster? Yeah, sure, but why? You know, when I might have to redesign this thing with other stuff that makes it heavier anyways. So also, I believe you can only have 4 catapults, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yep, you can only have 4 catapults. I don't know how many elevators you can have. It's probably just 4. Is it just 4? It's just 4. Okay. I usually like to just go with 3 in the center line because that's what like the Enterprise used, and most other carriers of the time would have an aft, a midships, and a forward elevator. But we go with 4, I guess. So the aircraft. I haven't put any aircraft on yet. We can have up to 19 aircraft, which is pretty sweet. I would like to go with at least 2 helicopters in Group B. You know what? Let's make that 3. Just in case. Nope, wait, I didn't hit the button, apparently. There we go. And then for our other 16 planes, we don't have any awesome scout planes, no, but we probably want a few just for the sake of covering submarines. So there we go. We've got a few scout planes, and I like nice even numbers. So we're gonna go like this, and that leaves room for 14 other planes. We don't have any bombers. So I guess if I had bombers, what I would do is 7 interceptors and 7 bombers. But since we don't have any interceptors, I think we'll just go with entirely Su-37Js. That way, if there are no planes to worry about, they can bomb stuff. And if there are planes to worry about, they'll keep them off of us. But yeah, if I had bombers, I'd split it between interceptors and bombers so that everybody has their task. But we don't have any good bombers yet, so there's that. So that's our plane loadout. And there's our carrier, and yeah, we are good to go. We have all of our systems on there, the usual firing delay, auto reload, etc, etc, etc. So there's that. Oh boy, we're almost out of money. Now for this one, I'm thinking I kind of actually want to use the cruiser, and then we'll get back to the carrier in the next one. But I want to try that mysterious gun on the cruiser, because it looks really neat, and I bet it's really good. So we gotta try it out. So let's go protect the Brest fleet with our awesome high-tech weapon that we have on the back there. Okay. Let's go. So we're going to get right in close. Our mysterious gun is pointing backwards and has a limited range of fire, but we will try it out. I'm also going to go ahead and launch my scout plane, right? The Seahawk? Yes, there we go, the scout plane. Oh, let's launch the fighter as well, because why not? He could help. He'll probably just get shot down immediately, but, you know, he can try. Alright, let's get right in close here. And fire the cannon! It's literally a cannon. Yep, it looks like a cannon because it is a cannon. That's exactly what it is. Except it's slow to reload. And it, as far as I remember, it does god-awful damage, but let's see. Yeah. It's inaccurate as hell, too. Let's go reverse engines here and try to just fire it into the middle there. Yeah, we got a hit. We're getting hits. We're gonna get them this way, guys. Hit the little PT boat. Yeah, it can sink a PT boat. Alright, anyways, we gotta take this a little more seriously now so we can actually protect the Brest fleet. But that's what the high-tech mysterious gun is, in case you didn't already know. So let's go ahead and fire off a flare quick here and get all these survivors. Our fighter got shot down immediately as predicted. So yeah, no surprise there. One thing that's kind of neat about this old cannon though is that it can actually hit submarines. The cannonballs will actually sink and hit submarines, which I will attempt to demonstrate shortly here. Let's see, let's kill that cruiser real quick before they cause issues for our battleships. They are battleships, so they should be fine, but yeah, they're also AI, so the AI in this game is not always all that intelligent. So let's see, if we fire the cannon at a submarine...
Enemy ship in flames.
Let's see. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. That should not have been the cannonball, right? Surely. Surely that was not the cannonball that sunk that submarine. That last one, I mean. Boom. Come on, it's firing too short. Come on, come on. I really want this to work. I don't know if I've ever actually got... Oh! There we go. I think that was me. I don't think our plane flew over and hit it that time. I gotta fire a little past it. Nope. This is the worst way to sink a submarine. Come on. Let's try to go back to this. Yeah, no, that's not really working. Alright, let's go with the new anti-sub rockets here. Because these do work, and they work very, very well. Oh, they're kind of facing backwards on my thing here. Yep, and our plane is, of course, helping out there. This is probably the least seriously I've ever taken this mission, but we have new toys to play with, so who cares? Kill these submarines, fire another flare, and back to the main guns, which are awesome because we have so many 10-inch guns, it's ridiculous. Woohoo! Ooh, there's a parts crate in there. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh my goodness, look at all the crap. I should have been paying attention. Just having too much fun with our old cannon and our anti-sub rockets there. Wow, there's a lot of torpedoes. I mean, what torpedoes? They're all gone. I don't know what happened. There's that parts crate. I want to go get the other parts crate to my port side here before I forget. Where'd it go? There it is. Fire off another flare. Let's let the high angles do their job for a second here while we get turned around. Yep, there we go. And another parts crate. Good. I love parts crates. Gimme, gimme, gimme loot. Let's see all these cruisers here. Yeah, I'm not worried about the torpedoes. They really don't concern me right now. And there we go. So that's the old cannon. It's very much a joke weapon. We got that from the mission 150 from the Galapagos night raid. So ammo, no other good crates out there. Oh, there's a funds crate. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Turn around, go, go, go. Yeah, but I gotta get the funds crate. I have to have this funds crate. You don't understand. It must be mine. Go, 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 go. And there we go. Alright, now to head back to the south-ish, sort of, roughly, and kill the rest of those enemy ships. What y'all shooting at? Oh, there they are. Yeah, the render distance in this game is impressive for a game of its time. But, doesn't help me shoot at them any quicker. Move it along, cruiser. This is an interesting shape for a cruiser. I wonder which, this is, did we get the UK hull, or... I can't remember if we got the UK hull or a Japanese hull. I think we got the UK hull, but I wonder which ship this is based off of. I know American ships pretty well, and I even know Japanese ships reasonably well, but I don't know UK ships at all. In terms of like what they look like at all. I could recognize a couple of like the noticeable ones. Obviously I could recognize a Nelson. I could recognize a Queen Elizabeth or a King George V. But that's really it. I could not recognize even a Belfast or any of the destroyers or any other cruiser. So yeah, I just don't know UK ships very well at all. Kill that cruiser there. And there's the, oh yeah, the mine layer's been killed, I guess. Or is that the main objective as well? No. Okay, because it said enemy forces are retreating, which would have implied that it was probably the main objective, but no. No. So thankfully no other ships will spawn up in the north, so even if you overextend a little bit and send yourself all the way down here and sail all the way down here, you're not going to be leaving your fleet unprotected up north, because no one else spawns up. Well, on EL1 they don't. On EL2 I think they do, but on EL1 they don't, so. Yeah. Kill these guys next. Darn you for being narrow from this angle and hard to hit. Kill that cruiser there, and let the high-angle guns take care of the rest. Except the cruiser didn't die to my 10-inch guns. But now it will die, yeah, there we go, to the 5-inch guns that I have a ton of that fire unreasonably fast. I guess they don't actually fire that fast. Like, if you look at, I mean, they do, but that's only because there's so many of them. If you pick one gun on the screen, let's do a little experiment here. Keep in mind that each of these have 2 barrels in the model, right? So pick one gun on the screen and just watch that one gun and watch how often that one gun fires. And as you can see, each gun, or I'm sorry, each turret is firing not all that often. And then when you take into consideration that each turret actually has 2 guns in it, it really isn't that crazy. And even, you know, it looks crazy because there's so many shells flying and they're all firing in sequence, but it's because they're all firing in sequence that it looks like there's so many guns going off. When really, it is the volume of fire rather than the rate of fire. So, but that's just neat. You could get a similar effect if you were, if you were using regular 5-inch guns and you had that many of them, and you could fire them in sequence like that rather than all at the same time like this. But yeah, I always used to think that it was like, how ridiculous is it that the 5-inch guns fire that quickly when they're in the high angle form but not otherwise? And then I started really examining it and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's, you know, that's a little more believable, I guess. So anyways, that's done. We're gonna get back in here and grab our funds crate real quick here. And those survivors, I suppose. Gosh, we'll rescue the enemy survivors. Oh, no one really wants them around, but you know, we'll take them on board. All right, and we're done. So let's head out.
Let's leave the area.
We've successfully fought off the Empire fleet. Yeah, very good bit of breathing room. How much money did we get? How'd we do? How'd we do? And 36,000. Alright. It's not bad. We got some rockets. We got a depth charge. Naval Gunner ribbon. That's cool. Ooh, cutscene time. Commander Gunner, achievements, conference, happened is honor. So exactly, well, Naval Front, Britain and France, and that in play. So I was from Northeast Germany, German Republic, Empire being European, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. What is the next mission? Is it? It's not 260 anything, right? I think 260 is something else. It's like a specific path. Yeah, okay, it's 260 something, but yeah. 272, I think I remember this one. This one is a Tsukuba specific mission, so if you care about the story, then this would be a good time to slow down the video so you can read all this. But like I said, this is not the playthrough for story stuff, this is the playthrough for completion stuff in a reasonable amount of time, because otherwise this, well, it's still going to be the longest Let's Play on my channel, probably for all time, but it would be much, much longer if I slowed down through all this. So if you guys want to slow it down and read it, that's entirely up to you. That's why I'm leaving it all on the screen rather than skipping it outright, which I was doing in the first episode or two, but then I decided I could just do this. But yeah, I think that works better. So that if you want to read it, it's there. It's still a lot faster than reading everything. So, and we got a whole bunch of planes. And now it's time to look at R&D again. I would love to get some missiles. Ahaha, we have missiles. Awesome. About time. We're gonna speed that research up too. Anti-sub missile VLS, because that's the one we really want. If I show you the big anti-sub missile, this thing is freaking huge and can't even go on a carrier, which is not all that useful. Even though it looks very much like a side mount. Like that looks like a side mount to me. But, oh well, I guess. They're good. I mean, the damage is good, but they're huge. They take up so much space. They're not that heavy, but they're just massive. Rockets, I never use rockets. They're not that good. They just don't do enough damage, in my opinion. We're gonna go ahead and start getting some torpedoes as well, and trying to get better submarine things, because we're gonna need that sooner or later. Let's go ahead and get that because it's cheap. I don't know if we'll use it, but we'll get it because it's cheap and the highest level CIWS. The Rapids will be good eventually, but I've just never found that they're all that useful. Like, they're really cool to have a gigantic freaking, what is that, 12-inch gun Gatling cannon. That's amazing, but I've never found that they're all that effective. I know that's at least among the people who have played this game a lot and who watch this channel, that's like a heated debate about how valuable they are. But personally, I just don't like them that much. So I'm personally not going to use them because I don't like them. So when you play the game, you can play however you want. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong, but I'm just saying I have not had great experience with them. So depth charge, air to sub missile, depth charge 2. This only has depth charge 1. And it's faster, and it has a longer range, and it has more health, and it has the same ammo. Yeah, but this one does more damage, which is really good. That one's tougher, though. Well, we need to get it anyways to go down the other trees, so... Oh, bombers. That's what I meant to do. That's why we were here. Alright, out of the bombers, I really don't know which one I actually like the most. 40-pound guided bomb, or 40 damage guided bomb. That's an unguided bomb, which I don't like the sound of. That is a guided bomb that does 40 damage and has 16 rounds, which is comparable to this, but this is a little bit slower than this. Range 505. Oh gosh, yeah. A lot more range and endurance. So we're going to be going with this one. And we're going to actually go ahead and speed that research up real quick, because I want to use that pretty much right away. And then in the plane department, we also will probably want this, because this is a good scout plane. Right here, it's got the depth charge 3s and some machine guns as well. A lot of range and speed. Speed for a scout anyways, and a good chunk of health, so yeah. What else? Systems, there's not much to do in systems until later, but we don't have the money. I forgot how expensive those things are. The gravity shield is there, but we can't get it yet because we don't have the money. Engines, we really do need to start going down engines soon. I said that before and I forgot about it, but yes, we do need to start getting down here in the engines a little ways. So carrier and battleship and cruiser. You know what, while we're at it, because it's not that expensive, we'll go ahead and start the destroyer research as well. If I quick research this, can I start? Yes, good. Alright, we've got that started. And now the last thing we're going to do real quick is we're going to change the loadout on our carrier here, because now we have bombers that we can use, and we're going to use the carrier in this very next mission here. So let's see. I don't think I quick researched these scouts, but oh well, that's fine. Down and you are going to reduce your numbers. I don't know if there are any planes in this next mission. There might be a few, so we're going to go with that, but we're going to use the last 10 slots on our bomber. Before I do that, let me check just to see. Okay, I did not fast research the new scout, so... But there we go. We have our bombers and our fighters, just in case there are some planes, and we have our scouts for submarines and our helicopters for picking up crates. So, yeah. We didn't speed research any of the engines either, so there we go. We are caught up. Our carrier is ready to go in the next mission, and that will do it for this episode of Warship Gunner 2. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, hope to see you all in the next one.